Welcome back. So, I've already recorded this episode, but I had OBS set to the wrong resolution, so I'm going to go ahead and re-record this, but I'm not going to rewrite all the files. So, we're just going to go over them really quickly, get this over and done with. I don't really think this is worth spending a whole lot of time on. So one thing I'd like to point out is if you've used the vanilla launcher to launch the game, and I've not launched 1.14.3 on vanilla yet, so I'm going to use the 1.14.2 jar. But if you go to Windows Explorer and you type %appdata, %, that'll take you to your app data folder, and in there, it'll put you in the roaming folder in there. And then from there is a .minecraft folder, versions, and then you select the version that you want. Then you can open the jar file with an archiver like 7-zip. I recommend 7-zip, it's free, it's easy to use. You can use whatever you can use to open a zip file. And in here you can go to assets to look at block states, models, and such. And data will have things like advancements, loot tables, recipes, structures, and tags. I'm not actually sure what extent mods can use structures. I've looked into it a little bit, but I need to do a bit more experimenting with it. But if you're looking to make advancements, you could look at the vanilla ones to see how they work. Maybe we'll go over that at some point. But there's plenty of information on the Minecraft wiki for things like advancements and loot tables, and not sure what extent they cover recipes, but it's usually good to just copy a similar one from the jar. Okay, so since we've got a lot of files to cover, I just went ahead and increased the font size of my editor to 20, which was the largest font where I could fit all the text from one of the files in particular in. So hopefully this is large enough. How exactly does this compare to presentation mode? It's maybe even bigger. Okay. Or about the same. I can't tell. So currently updated to 27.016 and the 0630 snapshot. If you look at the GitHub, I'm actually using a slightly older version, but I had to nuke my Forge Gradle folder recently, so I went ahead and updated this to match the version that I have. So I have added 3 new types of blocks. So we had our bluestone block already, so I went ahead and added walls, slabs, and stairs for this. So the walls and slabs are pretty simple. They have public constructors, so we can go ahead and just use those. And the way vanilla does it is they call this method block.properties.from, and they pass in the block that it's crafted from, and it will copy the properties of that. So I'm just passing in the bluestone in this case, and same thing for the stairs. The stairs, unfortunately, do not have a public constructor, so I had to subclass it just to actually construct a stairs block. So that's a little bit unfortunate that there's no public constructor here. Some of the blocks and items are like that, so you just have to subclass them even if you're not overriding any methods. And yes, the little frowny face there is totally required. Not really. So aside from that, pretty similar, just passing it to our register method down here, giving it the default item block. And that's all there is to it. So now let's actually take a look at the slab of blocks. And this is something we haven't really discussed, but blocks have something called block states. And in the case of slabs, these have... looking in the fill state container method is the best place to look. You can see it has 2, the typed and the waterlogged. So the type property is just an enum property, which is of slab type, which can be top, bottom, or double. If you're familiar with how slabs work, you can probably guess what those mean. And the waterlogged means that water can occupy the same space as can be done in 1.13, I believe is when it was introduced. So maybe later we'll get into coding with block states. Really quickly, maybe I can show just some of the things you can do with them. So if you have a block state, you can call the with method, and that will get a block state that has that property set to the given value. So in this case, I don't even know what this... I guess this is when you're placing a slab on another slab. It's saying with type, slab type.double, so that's making it a double slab. And looks like that's removing the waterlogged state if it has it. And if you are creating your own block type that has its own unique states, since we're extending this class, we don't need to do this. You do need the fill state container method, where you need to add all the different properties you're using, and you need to call set default state in your constructor and set the default states you want, which I mean, I don't think these really matter too much, but in this case it's just a bottom slab, not waterlogged. And I've never actually looked at these stairs properties. What kind of properties do they have? Fill state container. So we've got 4 properties: facing, half, shape, and waterlogged. So facing is a horizontal facing property, so that's north, south, east, west. Half is... what is that? Top, bottom. Oh, yeah, because stairs can be flipped upside down, right. Okay, so that must be what the half is, and shape is the stair shape, which is straight, inner left, inner right, outer left, outer right. And then waterlogged is the same as before. So those are the properties that stairs can have. So now let's look at the block state files. Starting with slabs, this is pretty simple, so we don't have to worry about the waterlogged property. So we just have the slab type, which again was bottom, top, and double. So we have to, for each of those states, for each combination of states, we need a model. In this case, since we only have the one property to worry about, we've got just 3 different models. And we can see that these are bluestone slab, which is going to be this one. And again, I just copied all these files from the Minecraft jar and modified the textures. And a good way to do this, actually, is to use column select. So again, that's middle click and drag, or you can Alt-Shift insert, and then hold Shift and press the arrow keys to select stuff. Then if you hold Control and use the right and left arrow keys, you can move the cursor whole words at a time so that you can sync them up. And then, so like the vanilla file, I think I used Acacia. So I don't even remember what that was. Acacia blanks, I don't know. So I just changed that last part to bluestone, and don't forget to put your mod ID in there. So mod ID : block / and then the name of your texture. Okay, and the top slab, pretty much the same thing except the parent is different. And I think that, no, those are the only 2 models for the slab, right? Bluestone slab and bluestone slab top. And then the double slab is just pointing to the regular bluestone model, so no need to create a new one for that. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the wall. So I'm going to be honest, I don't fully understand how the multi-arch stuff works. I just copied it, updated the models to the correct location, And let's see, the bluestone wall has 3 models. There's the inventory model, which I'm assuming is used for the item. Then there's the post model and the side model. And again, I'm not 100% sure what these are used for. I'm guessing the post may be the center part of the block, and the sides may be the connecting portions. But just copy a model from vanilla. Make sure you got your mod ID and the colon before the block, and then just change the model name to match your models. And next up, let's look at the stairs. This is the most complex one. So in this case, we've got 3 properties to worry about: facing, half, and shape. Again, waterlogged is not important for the model. So you'll notice each of these are separated by a comma. So you've got property equals value, comma, and then repeat until you've got all the properties. And this should be every permutation of those properties here. And again, like I mentioned, you can use the column select trick to easily modify this. So just like that, I'm into the model text, and you can edit all of these all together. Okay, and if we look at the stairs models, there's 3 of them, I believe. So there's the stairs, stairs inner, and stairs outer. And again, these are all pretty much the same thing, they just have different parents. And finally, did I remember to create the loot tables? I did not. Yeah, I realized I forgot those. So let me see if I can just copy them. Actually, I think the slabs, yeah, the slabs need a different kind of loot table. Okay, so I copied the acacia, and I'm going to change this to bluestone slab. Fix the mod ID. Anything else here? Yes. Okay, so that should be what we need for the slab. Stairs, I'm pretty sure, are the same as any other block. Let me take a quick look. Yeah, we need the pool name as well. I'm going to just put that at the top. No, I'll do it at the bottom, just to be consistent. Okay, and then just need to change this to stairs. And the wall should also be the same thing, but let me double check. Yeah, that's the same thing. Okay, and I already created the recipes. I also added Stonecutter Recipes for all of these, so Stonecutter Recipes are pretty simple. Just type Minecraft Stonecutting, have an ingredient, which is the input item, a result, and then you can set the count. And I also added vanilla style crafting recipes for them as well. Okay, so I've already placed a lot of these, and oh yeah, I forgot to mention one thing about the walls. You do need to add those to a tag. So under Minecraft, you'll need to add a block tag. So that does need to be under the Minecraft namespace. So that'll be data, Minecraft, tags, blocks, and then you create a walls.json. Make sure you're not replacing anything, and then just add your wall block, and that'll allow it to connect to the others. And just Make sure that these are going to work correctly. Okay, so those loot tables are functioning. Check out the slabs. So that one dropped 1. That one dropped 2. And 1. And the stairs should be functioning correctly as well. Yes. And yeah, I didn't think to check the upside down ones. It looks like those are all working correctly. And Stonecutter, like I said, only thing is you cannot shift click into the Stonecutter slot. It is hard coded for the vanilla blocks only, but you can still just drag and drop it manually like that. And of course, I've got the regular recipes working, so we can just do that. And then the walls are like that. And I guess that's all there is to say about this. So, not much new code, just a lot of JSON files to go through. And let me actually just pull up the repo. Actually, I don't know if I pushed this yet, have I? Probably not. No, so let me go ahead and just push those changes. Okay, I better add a commit for those loot tables. Okay, then I'll go ahead and push those to GitHub. All right. So now, if I go to the GitHub repo, link in the video description, I should be able to see this latest commit here. So you can go to commits, view all the commits I've made, take a look at this one, and this will show all the changes I'd made during the previous recording. So see this is where the new blocks are added, and if you scroll down, you should be able to see all the individual JSON files that were added. And some of the longer ones, no, that was just a rename. Yeah, I moved the smelting recipes to a different location. Okay, so that's all there is to say here. Next time, I think I'll try to do a dyeable item. But for right now, I'm just going to get this edited and uploaded because I know it's been a while. So thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.